Hey, what is up guys? My name is Danny and today we're going to be looking at some of the basics of Photoshop. So I've been wanting to do a Photoshop tutorial series for quite a while now, and I'm bringing one back. I did start on one quite a while ago, but this is going to be a bit more in depth with some of the tools inside Photoshop. So firstly, we're going to be looking at the crop tools. So that might be quite self-explanatory, you know, it crops down your images. But there's a little bit more to the crop tool that you probably haven't even realized. So let's get started. So now we're inside of Photoshop, we might as well go to File, then to Open, and then just to find our image. So I've actually found a pretty nice image of a beach. I do actually like this image personally, so we're just going to jazz it up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the crop tool. And you should see this simply just going over to the left of Photoshop, and it should be there, and it's this little symbol by here. If it's not there, then make sure to go up to Window and make sure to click on Tools. Make sure that is selected because it will be there, and if not, there's probably a problem. Okay, so the crop tool is quite self-explanatory, so you can just literally crop your image. So if there's something in the background that you don't like, then you can pretty much get rid of it with a cropped version of your image. This can be quite simple since there's quite a lot of presets inside Photoshop. So you have the 1x1 square, so this will make sure that the ratios are the same on both sides, so you will get a square image. And you can just line it up and you've got yourself a square image. Or you can just literally choose any preset that you want from here. Or if you don't want to do that, then press clear. So you can pretty much do whatever you want to the image with no proportions. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the crop tool in a little bit more of a different way. So this image right now is landscape, and we want to make it portrait, but how does that work? So we could literally just pull this in, and then we're sorted. But you know, it's a bit too square. So one thing that we can do is go to the crop icon again, and we can expand from the canvas. So this might sound quite a bit ridiculous, but stay with me. So one thing that I do want to point out when we do this is deleting cropped pixels. So pretty much if you select this and you do a crop, then it will get rid of everything else here. So you can't go back on yourself, in other words. So if I did this and then press that, and then go back to the crop tool, then I can't expand. I can only expand my canvas. So I would recommend just unchecking this just to be sure, so you can crop it at the very end. But in this case, it really doesn't matter. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Magic Wand tool, and you should see this by clicking over to the Quick Selection tool and then click into the Magic Wand tool. And pretty much one thing that we're going to do is right click the layer in the layers panel and flatten the image. This is just going to make it so the image's layers are all compact into one, and we have this white section, and we are going to just right click on this, and then we can just press delete. It works the same way for a Mac as it does for Windows, so there's no worries by there. So what you want to do is through here you can choose any one of these, but the best one that's going to give you the best results is content aware. So all we need to do is just tick that. Make sure that it's at 100% opacity, or it's going to look pretty strange. And then we just press OK. Let Photoshop do its work, and then we've added to the image, and it's not much of an improvement, but it still adds a bit of content to the original image. And this is what I mean about being more than just a crop tool. So I hope you've learned something from this tutorial, guys, even if it's just the content aware tool or even the Magic Wand tool. But we'll go more in depth with all the other tools inside Photoshop in later tutorials.